how amazing is this? This is a coffee advent calendar from my wonderful girlfriend Karis, and instead of chocolate this year, I'm getting 25 days of highly caffeinated productivity down to the bone. So, without further ado, let's go. Hey guys, thanks very much for chiming into my channel this week. So I thought I'd just do a little tutorial for you guys. This week we're going to be looking at how you can animate your letterbox. And if you don't know what your letterbox is within film, it is pretty much the black bars at the top and at the bottom of your footage. You'll have seen me use this across my different B-rolls, to use it in movies and such. However, whenever I go between head talking segments and vlogging segments, I tend to animate them coming in from the top and from the bottom, or basically push both of them out between the different segments for that. It's a very quick, easy sort of touch up you can add into your videos, and I thought it'd be nice for me to share this with you guys. So let's get into Premiere Pro, shall we? So here we are in Adobe Premiere Pro. I've just created a simple wee timeline to show you this effect on it. I've pretty much got two clips, which is just some drone footage that then goes into a head talking video. So what we're going to do is between these two different segments, we're going to have the letterbox animate out. So therefore it kind of gives a bit more of a clean effect rather than being a sudden cut going from one to the other within your B-roll or drone footage. So what you want to do first is we're going to apply a crop effect to create the letterbox, which is done for me anyway. I use an adjustment layer. It's very handy in this sort of situation as well, because you're not going to be editing any of the original footage, and this allows for the animation to go nice and smoothly over the top of the footage. So down here on the bottom left, you're going to click on a new item, create an adjustment layer, and then just click OK. It should be already set up to exactly what your sequence is set up to for your video editing. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this into the timeline and have it hovering above our original videos. We're going to stream it back down to just go in line with what the drone footage is, making sure that our snap is available. And then afterwards, you can apply this at the top of the by going to your go into your effects layout. However, on the bottom left, you should have an effects panel that you can select from it. So what we're going to do is then going to go into video effects, transform and crop, and we're just going to drag that across to the adjustment layer. So that's the crop applied to it. But now we need to make sure that we're going to top and tail the top and bottom effect, so it gives that letterbox effect. So we're just going to double click on our adjustment layer, go to our effects controls, and here we're going to see our crop effect, and we're going to have left, top, right, and bottom, but we're only concerned about the top and the bottom. So generally I tend to kind of go about 10% for it. And as you can see already on the preview, that's your top kicking in and that's your bottom kicking in. So now you got that nice wee sort of like cinematic letterbox effect for you. However, as you can clearly see, it just cuts straight back out. We don't want that. We want a nice wee of animation, like going from one to the other, one to the other. So what I generally tend to do is I drag out my adjustment layer a little bit more there, and then I make sure that I line up to exactly where the footage stops for the drone or the B-roll footage, and I'll then press shift, and this tends to kind of jumps across. I think it is 5 frames or 10 frames, don't quote me on that, I can't remember the actual amount on it, but it jumps it across in segments, which is handy for just cutting, for topping and tailing the footage that we're going to be working with. So we're going to press shift and click on right twice, and there we go. Then we're going to want to select our cut tool, our razor tool, and trim the end of that, and we're just going to delete that. And then we're going to go back twice again, back to the starting point, and then we're going to go off to the left hand side as well. So we're going to go twice on that one, and select our razor cutting tool again and cutting that, and there we go. So we've got this nice wee bit here that then bleeds over to it, but as you can see, it still doesn't animate out quite as you want it to. So here we're going to double click on the adjustment layer again, go up to our effects controls. Now as you can see here on the effects controls, we also have this timeline just for the adjustment layer. Now this is very handy for when we're doing this animation. So we're going to select it to go right back to the start of the animation, and here you're going to see these wee stopwatches next to top and bottom. So what you're going to do is click on top and click on bottom. So once we've clicked that, as you can see, it's already created 2 keyframes within our timeline here for this wee particular adjustment layer. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drag it to the end. Right? You don't want to go to the final frame, or else that'll cut you into your actual footage within the timeline itself. You don't want to do that. So just make sure that you're always 1 frame from the end. And what we're going to do after then is we're literally just going to edit our percentage and press 0. And as you can see here, that creates another keyframe within the timeline, and same with our bottom. And that's it. So as you can see here in our footage, it's disappeared on the right hand side. However, when we play it back, you're going to get that nice wee transition going from the letterbox, going from one to another. And that's exactly how you do it. So you can actually do this as well into your B-roll as well. So pretty much in a general sense, you set it up as I just previously had there, but this time we've got the head talking first, and then we've got the drone footage second. I've already applied our crop to the adjustment layer. So all we're going to have to do now is just drag this out, and we're going to edit this again. And what you can then see is a nice smooth effect. So pretty easy, pretty simple. So yes, that's how we do it. So I can't wait to see how you guys apply this to your videos. It could be a bit more creative than just coming in and out like I do myself. I just find it quite an easy, snappy tool just to add that little bit more into your vlogs, and especially head talking segments between B-roll and actual footage of what your vlog's about. I am rambling on so much. These coffee sachets are amazing. This is from the advent calendar. This is like everything that I've been doing for the past like 6 days so far. I think I had 2 of them in one day, and I was wired to the bone. Another piece of news I thought I'd share with you guys is the fact is I've never really told you what I do for a living, and that is I work as a front-end web developer. This photography side of things, this movie sort of side of things, filming, whatever videography you want to call it, this is kind of something I do on the side as a hobby, and it's kind of been getting a little bit serious. So without further ado, I might as well just announce the news that I'm going to be leaving my job at Screen Media as a front-end web developer. I am going to be going into another job as a front-end developer. However, they're also wanting to hone in on my skills in photography and video. So I suppose I could say that as a professional perspective, I now do video and photography, which is nuts to say, which is like something I never thought I would be able to do in my lifetime, especially like getting into the video stuff and getting into the photography stuff. Speaking of web development, I recently launched my website. You got some prints there, you got some free Lightroom presets as well. So if you want to check it out, just links down below. I'd really much appreciate it if you want to have a look at that. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Drop a comment below. I want to see how you apply the letterbox animation effects to your videos myself. It'd be great to see it out there as well. Like this video if it helped you at all. Smash that subscribe button. I mean, almost 120 subscribers, which at the start of this year never even thought it was going to be possible. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.